Yeah, it's another season, another one. It's different now. We're captains. Look at us, huh? Yeah.
Look at us.
Huh? Who thought we'd be here? Ready?
Let's do it.
That's a touchdown, baby.
Hi, and welcome to DD Live. I'm your host, the one and only Angel Camacho, and I'm here with my esteemed colleague, Jose the Perra Guerra. Hey, Perra, what you wearing there? Cues? They don't
Hey,
know.
you know what it is.
They
Throwback
don't.
vibes.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Definitely
These
don't make it
kids,
like that no
these,
more.
these kids nowadays, they don't know. They don't know who that is. They don't know who that is. For the kids in the back, that's it's Mello. Right? It's Mello.
Greatest freshman season of all time.
Yeah. Now, season 19 has dawned upon us. And who would have thought that the two of us would be here as captains, huh? Well, surely I'd know you'd be a
Yeah.
captain. I didn't see myself here.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, us the sentence of us being together as captains
Oh,
for sure.
yeah,
Uh,
man. Look at us. For listen, before this was a show that I didn't think that was gonna catch on, and look at us now, man. Look at us in the star winners,
look at me now.
best show winners, captains. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe not on talent, but just based off like shoot GM skills, I deserve to be a captain. I was built for this. I was built for talent evaluation, roster assembling, and efficient
Um,
trading.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the. I'm not comparing you to him, but it's kind of like Montano and even Peña to some degree, where I would say especially more on the Peña side since he has essentially never been proven in DD. Um, that people are like, oh, they shouldn't be captains, but man, like they tried and they cared. At least captains wise, other than you, I think definitely the captains that I know have quote unquote care the most has been or have been Montano and Peña. And I mean Montano, Montano, the one season he had as a captain,
Yeah,
I
they
mean
went,
he
they went
had
to the
a
final.
hell of a draft and he
Yep.
went to the Super Bowl.
It was
So
a Super Bowl with Corona,
yep.
which we'll get to see a little bit of that this season with the Lions, Corona and Montano getting back together. There's so many plot lines. There's so many new players. Some that we did see during the tournament. Dario, another one with the Colts, another addition. Stritz, some quarterbacks getting their play into getting their second chance. Bolte, another player. So we're gonna go through the list of QBs, go through the list of teams. Look at the games, but one of the things that DD Live strives himself is being the show of the people. And when we mean the show of the people is that we want to give you the content that you want. And something about recognizing history and winners goes with our brand. And none other than the season 18 champ we want to welcome to our show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause.
Yo, Chris.
Chris, can you please? I said 5 minutes. I said 5 minutes, man. And no, you're on mute.
Brother,
You're
what are
on
we
mute. You're on
doing,
mute. You're on
bro? We
mute. You're
can't
on
hear
mute.
you, man.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You got it on mute.
I was trying to see if I could Spider-Man like Sting. Did you guys ever watch wrestling? You know,
Hey, no,
Sting.
listen, I'm a little traumatized because there was a pay-per-view that we didn't get to watch because somebody fell from the freaking roof because they tried to come in on a string.
Yes.
Wasn't
Owen
it?
Hart, brother.
Was it? Was it? Was,
Yep.
was him? Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
That was horrific. I think
yep.
that's one of the most like first morbid videos I saw in my childhood. That you went on the internet to see like what really happened. That and the autopsy pictures of Tupac.
Never seen those, but yes, did see the Owen Hart things. That
Yeah.
that was crazy.
You never went on the Rotten pages?
Yes, I did, but I never
You never
came
saw the
across
autopsy pictures?
the
Yeah, they were. I
Never, I
had a
that
never
weird
had that in Cuba growing up.
I had a weird childhood. So Chris, talk to us, man. Season 18 winner.
Yes, sir, brother.
You're all
it
over
was
the
a-
you're all over the intro video. Talk to me
love
nice.
it. I love it, love it. Yeah, brother, it was a good season. Played quarterback, a couple of seasons before. I've been a receiver. So
Chris, how
last
many
year,
finals did you lose as a quarterback or like semifinals? Because I know you flirted with a star on several occasions and it always felt like you were a game away.
yes. So I've been to three Super Bowls, won two, and then I lost one to David.
And you won one with David.
Correct.
I feel like everyone can say that because I won one with David and I lost one to David.
I've never lost to David. I've never beaten David. Like in that at that
Right,
level.
right.
In
That level.
playoffs? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like if you've beaten David, you had to win with David. So it's like one or the other. That's why I drafted David. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Good player. He knows how to done deal. Obviously, he's right now number one. That's the guy everybody's chasing. So he's good, man. The first one I won, I actually won it with him. It was his first one also. It was luck of the draw. I didn't really know David. The first time me and him had an actual text conversation, he texted me like, "What's up, teammate?" or "You
Yeah.
ready to be a Bronco?" something like that. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, your team
I
traded
got
you."
you.
Boom. I was like, "Wait, are you serious?" He's like, "Yep, Matt just traded you." And then I was like, "All right, let's go." And that's when I saved David's phone number. Before that, didn't really talk to him, didn't really know him, but it was good, man. We won it. So good
What do you think is different between the team that you won last season and previous teams?
dude.
Because you had some stacked squads throughout the seasons.
Correct. I think the biggest difference was me as a quarterback. In previous seasons, it was me solely relying on my athleticism, right? Give myself a handoff, run around, make a play. And last season, I went into it trying to be more of a traditional quarterback, and I think I succeeded, dude. I would credit a lot of it to coaching. So this year I've coached football for a while, but this season, uh, coaching my girls' flag team, my quarterback is very raw in the sense of she's new to the position, but she's really good, right? She has the raw talent to be good, but she just didn't have the technique, the form. So I hit the books a lot, dude. A lot of videos, a lot of reading on football, on throwing mechanics, on plays, on what to do. I also talk to a lot of quarterbacks now. Being a defensive specialist guy, right? I always talk to quarterbacks, see what tendencies
Do you
are.
label yourself that defensive specialist? Do you see yourself more of a defensive player?
Now, yeah. Um, That's because I don't have the motor to keep going all the time. But when I do play offense, I make plays. I'm always part of touchdowns when I touch. Not always, but a lot of the times I touch the ball, it leads to a touchdown in some kind of way, whether it's through a pitch, through a catch, through a throw. Um, so I am a defensive specialist now, and it's always been one of my strengths. So I always, ask quarterbacks, like, or I sit there and watch quarterbacks, see how they move defenses, see tendencies, see what they're doing, what they like to do on first, second, or short. Um, so I really got into like, okay, how am I going to move the defense? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that to teach this girl? And in learning all of that to teach her, I applied it to when I was playing. Okay, let me move this defense, right? Like, let me play done deal and look for mismatches with tiers. I would say this or that this
Which player do
past
you feel you had the most chemistry with on your team? Your
I
last
would
team.
say I would say it was between Adrian and Ryan Paz. Just because I played with both guys
Ryan Paz is a
before.
very high rated player. A lot of caps are high on Paz.
Yeah, man, I love that guy, bro. He does the dirty work, dude. He catches underneath and he makes people miss.
Now, question. So you've played quarterback. You've won as a quarterback. You consider yourself a defensive specialist. how do you feel? Do you feel more empowered coming in as the second guy to Crego, or do you rather be the captain, the QB captain?
So realistically, I'd rather be the QB captain.
Okay.
And the reason I chose to be QB in done deal is because I like the ball in my hand. You
Okay.
know, nothing against anyone else.
So
but
do you
like,
feel disrespected that you weren't selected as a quarterback?
no, they kind of gave me some reasonings. They told me, you know, what they were kind of looking for in the season. So no, not really, man.
But do you
I
feel
also
disrespected that you weren't picked first overall because you just won the championship?
no, man. I love it, dude.
You think the four guys picked before you are better than you?
Nah, negative. I look at all four guys, and I think just looking at them, if you just compare person to person, no. I think
So
I
you're saying
offer
Dario should have gone with you instead of Daleks. That's what you're saying.
nah Dario, but yeah, he should have
There it
100%.
is. There it
Let's
is.
let's call it what it is. Yeah, you got to be a smart player, but I do understand why he chose
He wants to play
Dallas,
with his
right?
boys. He wants to play with his boys.
Exactly. What I will say is that's not the answer in done deal. You know, it's not.
Have you played with
Uh,
Craigle before, organized?
um,
Like maybe
I,
dabbled a little bit in manias or no?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
I've
what I
played with,
figured.
yeah, but you know, when you play with manias, Krego's not the one, you
Right.
know, leading it.
Right.
So
And not even
it's
screaming.
yeah. So those are two different things. But Krego's a competitor, dude. I've seen him play. I've played against him, you know, many seasons. I've gone at it with Krego a lot of times. He's a big dude. I'm a big dude, so we always collide, and it's always hard hitting when we play. So the kind of character he brings to the field, the kind of person he is, that winning mentality, he's passionate about the game. Dude, I can only connect with that, brother. You know, and he's smart, you know. So, and then since I've been drafted, me and him been talking. You know, we're building rapport. We're gonna get there. I think. Obviously, it's always difficult playing with
There's
someone.
high IQ there. There's high
Yeah.
IQ. You provide the defense, and Craigo provides the screaming. But you're a screamer too, so that's tremendo mix. Now,
Yes, but um, you know, and I credit this to Eddie. I've been talking to him. He plays with me on Wednesdays. Dude, I'm not gonna scream because I'm not in control. You feel me?
okay,
So you know
okay.
what it
So
goes
it's
back to
like
what I was
you're getting pulled back. Okay, all right.
exactly. It goes with what I was saying before. Like I chose to be quarterback because at the end of the day, crunch time, I want the ball in my hand. But right now, it's not my team, so it's not my control. So you know, I'm gonna take a seat back in the sense of offense, right? Let him
And
run his
if not,
team.
you'll trade Craigo to the next quarterback. That's going to be the right guy. All right. So
um,
before we get on with the rest of the show and the season, and we stop giving you flowers. Talk to us a little bit about your show and the comeback the show's making this season. What's different about it, and what do viewers from Done Deal have something to look forward to? One of the OG shows that this league has. Captain's Corner.
Captain's Corner. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, last season was a little difficult to record, as many of you know. We put out one or two episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And then it kind of got hard for us. Darcy's also pregnant, so uh, that
That's
puts
your
us
fault,
kind
though.
of
That's your fault. That's
yeah,
like don't
a hundred.
like Darcy's pregnant. Like okay, brother, that's on you.
You did that.
A hundred,
You did that.
100%, brother. I score on and off the field. What can I say, dude? Nah, man, it just got a little difficult, but this season, we're bringing it back. Jordan is gonna be back on the show, and then we have an OG co-host joining us, Kevin. Kevin's gonna be back on the show. He's finally a captain again, so he'll be joining us, Captain's Corner. But we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna shift a little bit. We're still gonna have the shits and giggles, the open format, three friends kind of shooting the shit. But we're also gonna take it a little deeper. in the sense of captains and what it goes into being a captain. So I obviously don't. It's not an HBO series, but like think of it like kind of like Hard Knocks, right? We want to kind of follow the captain of that week, go into what's going on, sit, talk, pick his brain about why he made some decisions, and then hopefully get some game film up there so that they can go on what they're doing in the game. Like show some highlights, some lowlights. Hey, what were you thinking here? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Practices and really give the people who haven't been a captain the opportunity to kind of see what that's like, dude, because it's completely different. And you two guys, you can attest to it. You're captains. It's a lot different, running the team than just playing on the team. So kind of a little bit of insight on what that how that goes, because not a lot of people are in the captain chat or have the privilege to be in the captain chat, and it's craziness. And you get consumed by it. Like Darcy gets upset, like, oh my God, you're on a done deal chat, and you're like, oh my God, babe, there's an hour before the trade deadline. Like, these guys are
Yep.
showing up to, yeah. So kind of give an insight on what's that.
No,
Maybe
the run up to the draft was horrific. Like my
bet.
wife's like, "You have a trade offer?" Yes, babe.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do. I'm looking at my rubric here, and I'm looking at the spots. I'm seeing who's there. I'm making the calls. I'm making the messages. So it's that's done deal, man. That's
Yeah.
part of that's part of the game.
And then I know, like in some of done deal, they give you like they grade our drafts by just straight up numbers, but it's not straight up numbers, dude. You got to look for chemistry. You got to look for your teams, right? Your weakness, your strengths, replacements, like building here. Like, damn, this week we couldn't pull flags. Now I got to get a flag puller.
Or now I
Right?
got no rusher.
100%. And
Or you could be like Perra last season that had 5 rushers.
yeah, exactly. And then as a QB, you have to, okay, what do I like on my offense? What are the guys I need? And that shit is tough, bro. It's not just picking numbers or names on a sheet of paper.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the best teams and the worst teams. Now, potential graveyards. Perra, talk to me here. Who are we looking at? Who are the suspect quarterbacks? They don't like, they're suspect, they don't have enough help, or they're just not constructed right, and they're gonna hit a brick wall quick.
I mean, I'm gonna leave the obvious answer out of there, but to me, and it kind of hurts me to say this, but the Ravens, bro, with Revis, um, and just the fact that Mark is missing a week, that's gonna be big because they're missing. Mark is missing. I think he's missing week 2. And then just not a lot of speed on that team. Just
Yeah, you got Shamir, Mike Lopez, Chris, CP, and Jeezy. You're missing Mark on week 2, so you have to hit off the ground running week 1.
like Mike. I love Mike in air tag and in travel ball, but it's a different beast trying to play in DD both ways back to back in that hot sun. The one experience he has of DD was pouring rain, so it wasn't hot.
Yeah.
But that's why it's.
Oh, he was on the season with Fredo last season.
No, he was in the tournament.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. The day that it was pouring. So that's his only experience of DD.
That's
so
right.
and Rivas, obviously I can speak to this probably better than most. Phenomenal player when he's on, but he's somebody that very easily lets one side of the ball affect the other side. So if offense is not clicking, defensively he might not be clicking either. So that's gonna be a big, for me, that's a graveyard. Just because, again, I don't think they really match up. I don't really see the team that Rivas was trying to build, because Shamir is not a player that fits his game in terms of someone that needs coaching. Shamir is still very raw. So I'm not a huge fan of that team.
I could agree with that. They're kind of one of the teams I have down there, and it's not really because of the team, because Tears, right? The team he drafted there, like, you could do a lot with that. It really rides on Revis. Like you said, he's either hot or he is like freezing, So it really depends on what Revis you get out, that day. But I also don't see him as a true traditional quarterback. Hopefully, he can prove me wrong, but I
But I
agree with
think
you
that's
there,
I
better.
just think that this is something that it's gonna be a common theme amongst all the teams. I think that once after week one passes, we're gonna see how it's like, all right, this is the baseline for QB play.
Yeah.
And it's because we're expecting previous seasons, 45, 50 touchdowns. It's Joan Peaky, they're going for the records. It's like they're only throwing 4 picks, 5 picks. You might have 4 or 5 picks in 2 games here. So that's where this might be very volatile in terms of after week one, we'll know a lot. We're just guessing here because
Mhm.
this has never been done before. The team that worries me, because there's some teams that have 2 tier 6s and one is not built like the other. Because I know that everyone tries to sell me the 49ers as the same as the Cardinals. I think the 49ers are going to be more predicated on what Cucuyo could do as opposed to everyone else on that team. Because though the Niners have 2 tier 6s, Chris Campos is not a last tier. Like there's no reason. See, if I would have been able to get Diego on the back end and gotten Chris Campos first, I would have done that. But I know that Diego wasn't going to go past Kevin. That's why I went Diego first. But there's no way Chris Campos should have been in that final tier. He was on my Hurricanes team during the tournament. And that kid balled. That kid was running a post, was running a hitch. He 1,000% motor. And when you have that on the back end, and then on the front part of the team, the Niners have a very good squad. They went defensive heavy up in the front, as were the Cardinals. They're very fast with AJ and Andy, but then they're very slow in the back. There's going to be situations where it's Steady's going to have to carry Lugo and Roger. That's a lot to put on Steady's back.
What I will say is on that, Victor Lugo's not about a tier 6 either, brother.
He's
like,
good.
Yeah, man.
Very good.
He is.
The very little that I saw him, and it just could have been because of bad defense, and it also was that I just saw him play defense in the tournament that we just had. But that tournament wasn't good to rate anybody's defensive ability, because that was like literally like there's games that there was just no stops whatsoever. And I did see him get picked on a little bit on the defensive side. As far as attitude, motor, and what he brings to a team, yeah, Vic Lugo is exactly what you want at the position where he's being selected. As far as other graveyard teams, anything else come to mind? I'm not going to pick on the Chargers. I'm not going to pick on Patriots. I love the way the Patriots build their team, and I love the way that the Chargers built their team. So I think they did very well there. Obviously, the success is going to be based on the quarterback play. Same thing with the Dolphins. I feel that the Dolphins are a very good football team. I got Patterson, I got David, I got Moscoso. I have very good picks.
But look, I feel like the 3 teams that we've talked about, the Ravens, we're gonna have that baseline after week 1, but then his is gonna dip because Mark is missing week 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The 49ers are going 5 hard because Verlin is not here. So now they don't have a rusher week 1. Then Petey and the Packers, Danny's not here.
Petey has no Danny Dominguez for week 1, so his tier 1.
So and then like the Joel pick, I didn't mind at all. But then you essentially draft the same player in Izzy, Gianni, and Fresco. Like Izzy and Gianni are the same player. Izzy's better, he's faster, but they're the same type of player. So one of those two is gonna have to play corner or middle. And then Fresco always hurt. He sucks. He's a great interview, great for content, but the guy sucks, and he's always hurt. So like, and it was a bad pick at where he was drafted. Like he could have drafted not Bender, but he had, in my opinion, better options.
I just think Petey's a smart dude, man. He's a smart dude. Now,
I know he had before.
Yeah. He hasn't had the greatest DD showings.
Ever.
Yeah.
No, he's never had DD ever. Listen, man, it's a beautiful tragedy. PD's character arc in DD, because for everything that the guy has accomplished in the flag football world, and trust me, I know what he has done. Like I've seen I've seen the Polaroid pictures that you have to like shake in order like to see the images on. You know, when they invented the fade, like that's when this guy was playing ball. So I've seen it, but the thing in DD, it bought it, bro. And like, like no puede
It
pegar
hasn't
uno,
worked out.
dog.
It hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
The guy couldn't hit. The guy couldn't hit Biscayne Bay off the Rickenbacker. I'm telling you right now. That's how bad it is. The guy in freaking DD it bought it.
Yeah. It sucks that he loses Danny Dominguez, but if you're gonna miss someone, right? If someone's gonna be out, it's week one that you want them to miss, right? Because like you said, everybody's gonna form their baseline. The baseline is gonna be formed or defined, and people are gonna have their hiccups. People are gonna try to figure out their team. So it's okay. He should technically only get better from now, from week one.
Do we like the Chiefs? Do we like Stritz? Because on paper, the rankings, what he had in his draft, he was in very good position to be able to make good picks. Like, did he maximize his value? Do we like his team? When you look at his team, it's like, did he get the right guys on there?
No. He has a player missing week 1 and a player missing week 3. That's horrible drafting. Horrible drafting.
That's it. I mean, the team looks good.
Yeah, on paper, and he did a great job trading, keeping his first pick and getting out of tier 6 altogether. But I don't know.
You thought you could have yielded more for that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
on the flip side, what teams do we feel that, well, you're going to be chasing these guys? They definitely have the clear-cut advantage. Because we've looked at it at the other side, and then we have question marks everywhere. So, like, what about on the other side? What do we see? Are you going to come on and tell me that the Steelers are a team to chase?
No shot. The Falcons, man, right? Matt always drafts good, and
All reliable.
of it, right? You always get lucky. He got lucky, man, and every single person fell to him. Right, like those are all his guys. And yeah, he did what he had to do in terms of, I don't know how he got out of tier 1 and stayed in tier 2 in the last tier, borderline two tier 6s. But everybody that he wanted fell to him. So that's a great draft.
Yeah, no, you give Matt Clinton, and he's maximizing value there.
Andy had another great draft to Chargers.
No, the Chargers had a great draft and extremely fast team. Out like every single position is fast on that Chargers team. You know, you have Peaky, you have Donnell, Ham, Reynaldo, like, well, except Tony, but Tony, we've seen you route Rodgers, so we'll put you on the all fast team. Like that's a fast team, bro. And Andy knows how to play with the handoff. Like, and Andy's been playing great. Last couple of weeks in DD, scintillating in Worlds. We saw him light it up. He was throwing to studs, but he's got some studs on this team. I think Donnell gives him that deep ball. Ham is going to give him that deep ball, and we know Andy's not scared of throwing the deep ball. That team is going to get as far as he takes him, or if he utilizes Peaky right.
Correct. I think this team is good because, you know, Peaky's on the team, and now he's in a position where when he gets the ball, now he can run, right? Peaky.
No, and this is a rehabilitated Peaky. This is a Nas Peaky. You know, like this is soldier. This guy is gonna to the T, and he's gonna do it.
Yeah, I think him being a handoff guy works to his advantage. That's where he's super successful. Yeah. Where he can run the ball, you know, be athletic. It fits his style of play better. I know he wants to win as a traditional quarterback, and you see him go out there and try. But now he's, you know, like I feel like the blinders, the shackles are off, and now he's gonna get, you know, kind of jiggy and put some moves. So it's gonna be a good
over under. I have the over under at a half backflips Peaky does during the season after scoring a touchdown. He's gonna bring that celebration out. You saw it at Worlds.
Yeah.
You saw it at Worlds, Peaky. Like, I'm telling you, handoff Peaky is a different kind of guy, bro. That guy does.
And again, he still has Donnell, who's a true number one to throw the ball to.
No,
so,
yeah,
like,
of course, man. Give him that handoff, Donnell post corner. Like, yo, Patterson and David have their work cut out for this weekend.
100%. The team that I really like, the Texans, brother. Kevin drafted a team that suits him. Kevin is good at done dealing. He's good at running a team. He has his offense that people are not a fan of, but it works. It's successful. He's got Jordan, Flacco, Daniel G, Jose Gonzalez, and then Justin.
That's a solid squad. Jose G is one of the guys that's been
On the up.
in all the workouts, and everyone's raving about him. Hard worker, high motor. Danny G, star winner, was with me on the Colts.
The only
Flacco.
question there is there's a difference between Johan running a team and having Jordan and Kevin. Now it's Kevin and Jordan fighting with each other trying to run the team. And Chris, you and I have seen that before. It doesn't work.
DD, we haven't seen that. In DD, every time that they've played together, I just see them fighting. So it was curious to me the fact that I thought he would have gone Pat, but according to Kevin, he didn't go Pat because Pat's missing week 2. I couldn't ignore Pat at 14. I think it would have been stupid not to ignore Pat at 14.
Were you there in that season where Jordan went 9-0 with
yeah, he
Kevin?
was.
Yeah, and Kevin traded him.
You were with Pat and Georgie, no?
And Kevin traded him. That's the one that we played in like that was a weird season. We played in Tropical, and the Raiders were wearing mint green.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was with Pat and Georgie and Swazo.
I think Kevin and Jordan hang out all the time now. They have that chemistry. Where
Well, they just went skiing, so I think they went to a little retreat. Their chemistry, is at an all-time high, and I think they're good. They're solid.
Especially after playing last season, they'll run line play with Jordan. They'll do their things. I think they're going to be the team one of the teams that are getting chased all season. They should be at the top. I like how we build it. Kevin built it with guys he knows, guys he's familiar with, and guys that fit his scheme. And then defensively, they got Jordan, they got Flacco, Kevin, and Daniel G. That's a solid 4 guys right there. You have Jose rushing, and then Justin Johnson rotating in. I think it's going to be a good team.
Now, in terms of the DDPA, did the league miss the mark? Was the right DDPA appointed? Because I think they're behaving bad. I think se le fue el humo a la cabeza to these guys.
I mean, Captain Bias on the DDPA. Like, the guy, no, bro. That guy should never be in the DDPA. The guy literally thinks he's better than everyone else.
Who are we talking about?
Teddy, bro. God himself. No, bro. No. That, like, great. Another one. Great for content. Great for the chat. Not great to be in power. That guy should not be in power.
Comunismo, serie. Wow. That was tough. Like, when I was seeing him, I'm like, come on, man. Like, yeah, I've always been a firm believer that if it's not egregious, it should go through. Like at the end of the day, look, here's the conundrum. Here's a conundrum that we're going to face. If we start nitpicking the additions, right? What's going to happen when a middle tier quarterback gets hurt? What about a QB that is like, okay, because think about it. We said that Josh is the Mecca, la creme, right? So if someone mid-tier, like 8 spots behind him, so what's eight clicks beneath hell? Like, who do you let in? Like, Cheeky? Who gets in? That's going to be tough. So if we
literally have no replacements available.
You have no replacements available.
Dennis.
Like,
you remember Dennis, perra?
Yeah, I remember.
We're going to have to be calling JD. Like, we're going to have to start calling people.
Those are the type of people you're going to have to call.
Because you can't be like, but you can't put a Matt Vega. I think Matt Vega would have been 1 on this one, no?
At least top. I would imagine 2nd, if anything, behind Josh.
You gotta call Dennis, Alec Ortega, right? Remember he was.
We have to go to the Rolodex for the Dino times, right?
Yeah,
bro. Half the DDPA don't even know the players that are being.
And that was my biggest issue, right?
You have to be informed. You have to have the people that are out there recruiting in the front lines, running organizations. These are the people that should be decision makers.
And that was my problem with the decision. Again, Ernie, I knew he was gonna get denied. but he's the boy. I have to put him under just to,
Ernie's better than
confirm his wishes.
Swazzle. Ernie is
Yeah.
better than Swazzle, and he's been
But-
ranked as such. So that's a no. That's a no.
But even then, Swazzle's been consistently, I don't know why, but he's been always ranked and drafted before Ernie. Why? I have no idea.
Está bien.
Fine,
Está
whatever.
bien. Pero no. But
Just-
Carlos.
yeah, I had
but
to do
Carlos,
it. And I'm like, and
the
then
guy's been,
the reason
guy's
I get
been ranked
is
and picked way
because
behind
we all
him.
feel he's better. That's not a reason.
That's your
Like,
eye test.
Just gave you proof that his stats, he was ranked and he was drafted after Swazzle. By definition, he's worse.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Carlos is the guy with the long hair, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
But no, that's what ends up. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because it happens. You have about, I would say, what, a dozen at most transactions in a season.
I mean, based on our captain's chat, it's gonna be super hard to trade this season because
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's no trade. Like it's gonna be difficult to
Yeah.
get trades off. Like just even the like it's the unrealistic expectations, man. People have
but-
unrealistic expectations.
But correct, and it usually starts like that. But you'll see, boom, week 2, job people get
The
antsy.
panic ensues.
Yeah,
Nothing will wake you up than 2-0 in 3 weeks. And you're like-
and you're missing players. You're just gonna sell them for chips,
100%.
and then you're gonna have the
That's-
people that are in position.
No,
to fund those L's.
I know that I put myself. I'm backs against the wall, and like no one can say that I'm part of the Illuminati. I didn't get any breaks for week 1. I'm going straight into the den of thieves. I'm playing against Peaky. I'm playing against Ant. Those are the guys I'm going up against week 1, and then week 2 I don't have Patterson. So I have to have a good week 1 so that I'm not in the pressure of week 2 because I got no Patterson. It's just going to be, David, Mo. So it's a big drop off.
Everyone here has been in the DDPA, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, multiple times.
I think okay. It's difficult, dude. Being in the DDPA is
No one
difficult,
understands
but-
each other in there.
Yeah, it's not a
Correct.
popularity contest. Everyone's going to hate you.
Correct. And then there's also no manual, right? They don't say this is what you got to do. It's kind of up to the discretion.
Figure it
of-
out. Figure it out.
Yeah, the group. So I think it's very difficult because after one season, then you learn like what's the DDPA, right? But then they usually bring a new group of guys that are kind of like just thrown in the pit. So I think it's difficult either way. This group of DDPA members haven't made it so easy for themselves, but it never is easy. When you're right, you're wrong. When you're wrong, like you're wrong. Like you're always kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with being in the DDPA. But yeah, these guys look like they're struggling.
You
early.
should almost be like a requirement for at least 2 members of the DDPA to return the following season.
Some continuity. Some continuity.
Mm-hmm. And then so you can build some kind of consistency,
Yeah.
because I think that's the biggest issue with, right, the DDPA, that you're like it's not consistent, and then like when you like refer back to okay, last season he was let in for this guy, but remember last season it was a different group of guys with different opinions running on a different kind of system. So I think that shit is hard, bro.
No, yeah. And there's no winners. There's no
Sorry
winners.
for cursing, but yeah, it's hard.
No, listen, it's already enough being a cap. It's already enough, running a team, being quarterback, and also like being the DPA would have been another burden, so to speak. But just seeing what's going on, it's just like, damn, man, like, come on, get it right. Like, don't be silly.
And I don't know if they had done it before they elected the DDPA members, but Johan hit me up and I was elected kind of like the
one to the appeals.
Correct.
Before.
The kind of like the final, the
last
the
hoorah.
final,
Judge, jury, and
exactly. So my position now is kind of, your last hope for whatever you're trying to get in. So if you don't agree with the DDPA and you're voted, you're denied 3-2, you can come to me with your appeal. So, give my little shout out to all the captains now. If you're gonna come to me with an appeal, I will listen
correct.
to your appeal. Correct. And I'll fight it, or I'll put my vote in. Come to me with, right, if it's a replacement, when your replacement was drafted compared to when the other person was drafted, where they were ranked compared to the other person they were ranked. And if you want, you can even give me some season stats, dude.
And some
That is
film. Some film.
no, film is a little too much, but if you do that,
Yo,
it'll help
film.
your case. It'll help your case. But I would mainly want to see rankings for both players and draft position for both players, dude. And I'll give you a vote if you can prove to me that it's fair, that it's
Man of the
equal.
people.
Yeah, brother, I will vote for you. So come to me with that, guys, and I got you. I'll appeal it.
That was my biggest and only gripe with the decisions I was getting, the answers I was getting back. They were like, "Oh, we all feel he's better." But only 2 guys voted. What do you mean all? Like,
Yeah,
so it was like, So that was the only reason why I
You're
was like,
getting
bro,
premature answers back, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
So so how was the transaction? So like walk me through it. So you text Steady, and
no.
what happens?
So granted, let's peel back the layers, right? We all know how bias works and the buddy system. So what do? I got a replacement. Instead of calling the usual suspect, obviously I can't call Swazo because Swazo's the guy dropping. So I'm not gonna call Pepito because they're already gonna assume shit, right? Who do I call? Hey, Ray, the most ethical person I know. Hey, Ray.
It's
Oh,
my
what's up?
attorney. Please,
I
nothing.
hit him
Nothing
up. I let him
egregious.
know. I go, hey, do you want me to send you some stats? Like I have the proof showing that Ernie was ranked lower and drafted lower than Swazo. Now we're very familiar with their game. Oh, okay, cool, not a problem. The next day I get back, yo, denied. Okay, cool. I expected it. No big deal. Moved on. Then Steady gets announced. I hit up Steady like during the day. Then at night I hit him up like, yo, talk to me. He goes, no, unanimous denied. Oh, okay. What were the votes? No answer. Give me a reason. Brother, I'm trying to be professional. What? What are we doing here? And then that's when Andres is like, bro, they're saying no.
Yeah, no. Then that's when
that's
when I was brought in.
Yeah,
Everyone
and
started hitting
I
me
called
up
John.
like,
I called John. I was like, hey, look, man, I don't know what you got to do. I don't need you to overthrow or to overturn anything. I just need you to get me an explanation. I'm asking what the votes are. They're telling me it's unanimous, but it's not because I know people don't know him. Like I know,
bro.
Never seen that guy play.
Fula. That's bad. That's bad. Hey, listen, Steady. That's bad. We don't like that. We don't like that. That's bad. Okay? That's a no-no. Eso no se hace. We're here to play football, man. Be a man of the people. Let the people play, bro. That's horrific. That's horrific. Now we gotta change that. That's what I was saying. Invoke chapter 25, amendment 25. Both todo mundo. We gotta redo it again. Nuke it. Put me in the middle of it, and you'll see how that thing's gonna be efficient. It's gonna be working. Well, we'll get the DDPA. We'll bring back the DDPA tracker. We haven't done any polls. I wouldn't say you guys are above a 20% approval rating. You guys don't compare nothing to last season's DDPA, but we'll put it. So we'll get that. So let's move along now to the games of the week. Now, the first game, 8 a.m. First game of the season. Chargers, Andy Hernandez against the Dolphins and Angel Camacho. Everyone's going to be a full participant on both sides. So what are we looking at, boys? What's your prediction?
I'm taking Dolphins 4-3, just because we got a little bit more continuity than the Chargers.
I'm going Fins 4-3 as well.
Okay. I'm going to go just to be devil's advocate here. I'm going to go Chargers 4-3. And I think it's because Beaky's playing you guys. So he's going to come out.
He's going to get in my head. He does, bro. He says hurtful things. No, he says hurtful things. He says hurtful things because when I played him in the tournament, he was saying some nasty things, bro. And I was like, damn, dog, are we really boys? Like, Like, wow, man, like you're crossing lines. Like, so I know he might tug some strings there. There might be like a little tear coming on the side of the. So maybe I might throw a pick.
Uh, I just, how how Peaky is. He's a competitor, and we all play on NOS together. So he'll come out there and
Yeah,
he'll
no, if I
wanna,
if I had a Mikey on my side to counteract him to talk crap back to him, then I like my chances. But I
yeah,
think that my team is very well sound, and I just think that Beaky's voice is going to be resonating throughout the whole game. So, that's why I picked him for it, and it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game.
yeah, man.
I
Hey,
think whoever gets the ball first is going to have the upper hand.
you guys also have the GOAT, so man, you can never count you guys out, bro. You know,
Actually, do we? How we're doing? Like we're doing
I think
a
it's coin
toss?
toss this year. It's no longer that the home team gets it. I
Okay,
think it's a coin
yeah,
toss.
okay.
coin toss.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Second game, also at 8 a.m.
This is a blowout to me.
Raiders, Chiefs.
This is a blowout. It's a 4-2, but it's a not close 4-2. Raiders. Chiefs are going 5 hard, and the person they're missing is the most important person on that team. That's a blowout to me. 4-2, but it's not close.
Who's missing?
Eric Montedioca. He's the X factor on that team.
Yeah. No, I picked the Raiders. I picked the Raiders. I didn't know that, so now I'll go 4-2 Raiders.
Yeah, I like it.
Like it too. All right. So then here's another one: Chargers, Patriots. Andy, Kevin, Beaky, and.
But then the problem is no one can cover Darnell, and I'm gonna take Andy over Kevin G by a mile. So if it even makes sense, I'm thinking like a 3-1, but it's a blowout 3-1. Just an ugly game, but I don't think because Kevin's team is good enough to keep him in the game defensively. I think so. The rest of the team, but Kevin G, listen, we gave him all this praise for going 0-3 of 1 week without Pena, I think, because he put up 9 points. That's great, but he lost every single game. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, no, I picked Chargers. I really like the Chargers. So I have Chargers. I have Chargers in a 4-2. I think the Chargers are going to score very mightily easily. I just think that.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That's 4-1. I forgot Boo's also missing week 1. Like, no, that's a blowout. 4-1.
Yeah, I got Chargers there. It's just Beaky handoff. That's where his game has evolved into, and that's where he's like like how the metrics change in like Madden, like you put him there and it's 99, like he's 99 there. So
yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a Chargers win. But don't sleep on Ant Hernandez, bro. He's
listen, Ant is the closest thing we have to Beaky. I just think Ant is great at everything he does. Ant could be an exceptional quarterback. Ant is an exceptional receiver. Ant is an exceptional safety. Ant exceptional flag puller. Amazing receiver. Amazing route.
And Kevin's team on paper, it is a really good team.
It's a well balanced, great team. Yeah, but no Boo.
Yeah, but no Boo is hard to overcome, man.
Yeah.
That's
the reason why I didn't get Boo. I didn't get Boo. I shipped him to the Patriots because they wanted him. I couldn't get him and Pat. That was another thing. Too many players were missing weeks. There's a lot of players that I felt I could have drafted, I could have moved for, but I would have just had a different player missing every week. I've been on teams. I've caused that on teams, and you really need to have as much continuity as possible. You can't get behind too early in the season. Teams lose focus, and what are you really playing for? Everyone's at the throats, and then am I getting traded?
It's just a hard matchup, anyways, because just the Chargers have too much speed, man.
Chargers are fast as hell, bro. I'm telling you,
it's a hard matchup because
Ray Colina, the Reynaldo, the last
was at the scrimmage. He looked good at the scrimmage.
That's AJ's boy, AJ from NAS. And AJ was telling me, draft him. The guy's fast as hell. The guy's
I saw him at the scrimmage.
He knows nothing about flag, but I'm telling you, he's a baller. He's super fast. He'll do whatever you tell him. He's super fast. And then that's at the back end of your team. The Chargers are in good position. I think that's a solid squad. Now the last game, again, another Dolphins one. Dolphins, Patriots, 11 a.m. deeper into the morning. But again, Boo not being available week 1. Finn's got a full squad. I'm biased. 4-2 Finns. You guys?
Yeah. For me, it's like I said, you know, being shorthanded, running five hard is always difficult. Even though that's a good group of guys to go five hard with, it gets tiring, you know. It's also 11 o'clock, it's the last game. That's when it starts to, your feet start to cramp, you're already sunburnt. If you've been drinking beers, they're getting to you, So I think that's difficult. And the fact that you guys can rotate freely, you can play your game, you can do what you want. I got you guys winning that.
Okay.
4-2.
What about you,
4-2 as
Pedro?
well. 4-2 just because you guys will let us score it happen just cause, but 4-2.
Okay. Well, those are our games of the week, gentlemen. Moving into one of my favorite sections of the show is our bold predictions. So, gentlemen, we have the opportunity here to make a bold prediction. And let's start with you, Pedro. What do you got for me?
Oh man, bold prediction for week 1. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say something crazy that I know it's only gonna bother one person, and he's gonna give me shit about it the moment he sees it. I'm gonna say the Chiefs go 0-3.
Chiefs going 3. Okay. Chris D.
Let me just make sure it's this team.
Who do they even play? Let me see.
Okay, just to make sure. Bold prediction. They'll have a shootout, but Falcons go undefeated, man.
3-0.
They're tough. Yeah, toughest game. Last game of the day against the Texans, but I think Ray Met's gonna come out week 1 on fire. I like to call him Fitz Magic because that guy
It's
is
fitting.
either
It's fitting.
hot.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's fitting. I see
So
it. I see it.
he's gonna come out week 1, guns blazing, and he's gonna go undefeated, man. So that's my bold prediction. Ray Met, don't prove me wrong, brother.
My bold prediction, and it's pretty bold, and it semi involves you, Chris, but every dog has its day. I know that they have them. I know they have 2 tier 6s. I think the Jaguars go 3-0. The hardest game they're going to have is going to be against you guys. They play the Lions, they play the Chiefs. I have them winning those games decisively. I think one of the bright spots looking forward to this season are the Martinez brothers and how they're going to play together. I really like Chris and Adrian. I'm a big fan of them. Adrian won with you. Chris, I've been seeing him from afar playing in red zone. He's been really chasing this as a quarterback, playing with his brother. Like, they look like they have fun when they're playing together. The chemistry that they have, that's a very good, fun team. I know they have tier 6s, but we've seen that teams that have that dog mentality for the same reason I like the 49ers, that they could be able to sneak in and get a couple games. Their toughest game will be yours, and that's what's a bold prediction. But if I had to pick a team to go 3-0, to be like, damn, like that wasn't an easy call, I'd say the Jaguars. I'm a big fan of theirs.
Like it. I like it. It'll be a dogfight. It'll be a dogfight. The Martinez brothers are dogs, so it's good. And then they got Norm. My biggest, like hesitation with their team is Norm. He's just coming off an injury. So let's see if he can get back to, or if he's back to, kind of, what peak Norm is. He's also pretty old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he's in great shape.
But he's in great shape, bro. And he's a
correct.
dog, bro. An exceptional flag puller.
Yeah.
Like very under the radar and very good DD player, solid DD player.
And
yeah. I
like him. I actually want to go back on my bold prediction because I just saw a schedule, and it has nothing to do with their schedule. But my bold prediction is that Dario and Daleks will not be a Colt by Sunday morning. They will be traded Saturday afternoon after they go 0-3. I have insider information on this. There's a clause in a couple of people's. Yeah, they're going 0-3. Dario and Daleks are getting shipped off to another team Saturday afternoon.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to unwind. Hey, actually, I did this show sitting. I dropped a little Easter egg. Maybe by the time that the show comes out, everyone will know. But there's a questionable injury. There's a questionable injury in the months around. One of the quarterbacks is hurt. one of the 16 quarterbacks is really hurt. One of the 16 quarterbacks may not play, may drop.
Yep, I heard it.
Okay.
Heard it.
So
I heard it.
it might be out by the time that the show comes up, but if not, hey, it's going to be an interesting run up to the thing. DDPA, you're on notice, okay?
They have
all the pressure to you guys.
Yeah, they got meetings with the team doctors.
No, I wanna close off the episode talking a little bit about our sponsor, Divine Sports Training. Andy Ace Garcia. Listen, hey, the guy, he's a wizard, Harry. He's a wizard. Hey, he's got me feeling great, playing amazing football. Talk to Ace. Make sure you guys get your training before, after, during the week. The man will get you feeling right, feeling great, playing amazing DD football. His prices, listen, good enough. All right. He's doing as much as he can for everyone to get the treatment, to feel great, and to do what we love. Most importantly, that's what we're here for, guys. DD is life. I hope everyone enjoys their week 1. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys liked the episode, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. Perra, you're the best. I'm upset we didn't see your dog during the show, but we'll live with it.
He came on before.
Till next time, fellas. Peace.
That's a touchdown, baby.